Hey guys, so here's that video I said I was going to upload about talking a little bit more about the car, what's done to it and everything. Before I kind of get started on what I've done to the car, I just kind of want to go over again really quick. It's a 2017 uh, Chevy Camaro SS 1LE. It had 17,000 miles on it when I bought it. It has about 23,000 right now. I got it a little over a year ago now. Zero problems with it. It's been a fantastic car. It's a manual. Has the 6.2 liter naturally aspirated LT1 V8. And the 1LE version of the car is basically like the track version. So it's got the upgraded suspension. It's got the MagneRide. It's got a whole bunch of cooling upgrades from like extra coolers for the oil to the transmission. It's got a cooler for the rear differential fluid. It's got the two-piece six-piston front brakes and the one-piece four pistons in the rear. 305s on the back, currently running Continentals on the back, and 285s in the front, currently running, I think they're General G-Max RSs right now. So a good portion of what I first did when I got this car was try to basically return it to like factory spec. So the previous owner didn't take super good care of the exterior. Mechanically and the interior, it's fine. But I'll start it from the front, kind of work to the back. So there's supposed to be a front splitter right here that's like further out, comes out to about here, pushes a bunch of wind up, helps with all the downforce and stuff. That's gone. It kind of looks like it might have gotten ripped off, like underneath there's some cracks and stuff. Unfortunately, they don't even make those anymore. And one company I found that has, I think, one or two in stock, and they're not making them anymore either. This is another aftermarket, but it was going for like $1,200. So nobody makes them anymore. Everybody makes like the aesthetic ones that's just the look, but it's not actually functional, for a couple $100. But I just decided to not get it because I want the functionality, and if I can't find the functionality, then I don't care. It's just extra weight. Next is the wheels were in pretty rough shape. When I got the car, all four of them were pretty scraped up. So I got some matched paint, sanded them down, and then I painted them, clear coated it. It's not perfect, but they look a lot better than they did. And they're about $5.5 grand for a set of all four because they're flow forged wheels. So wasn't trying to spend another $5.5 grand. Let's see what else. There's some minor cosmetic stuff going on, like on the door panels and stuff, but another big one was back here. This entire rear bumper, I think they backed into something like right here, but they had basically like sanded down this entire rear bumper, and they spray painted it black and then clear coated over it. It looked awful. So I got the whole rear bumper done. It was like $500 or $600 for the whole rear bumper. Other than that, just like exterior aesthetic stuff. The only thing that I changed basically was the 1LE badge was originally up here on the back of the spoiler. So I moved it down there. So as you can see, it's kind of like even with the SS now over here. So that's pretty much it for exterior stuff. We'll get to actual mods. So to start out from the front, I guess, again, we'll work front to back. I have the JLT cold air intake for this thing with the 5-inch tube for the LT1. I have a 95 millimeter throttle body. These are the ones that come on the C8 Corvette. I also have the LT2 intake manifold. So this is an LT1. This is an LT2 intake manifold. It flows a lot more air up top. Got that from Texas Speed. In order to make that work, you do have to do some adjustments to it. You have to shave a bunch of the ribs off from the bottom, and then you have to drill a brake booster line to the back, reroute that, and then you need to get an extension for that sensor. I got it from Texas Speed as a package. They pre-did all that, so I pretty much just had to bolt it up. Flows a lot more up top, and maintains the same amount of torque down low, so fantastic intake manifold. It was like $350. The competitor to this is basically like the Atomic MSD, and that goes for like almost $2,000 brand new. So this is like 80% of the results for a fraction of the cost. So huge win there. What else? I've got the Mishimoto oil catch can, kind of a necessary for direct injection engines. Texas Speed long tube headers on both sides. You can see them down there, kind of. It's a little dark in here. That's all right. And then Texas Speed high flow cats flowing into a Texas Speed X pipe. And then that's connected to the NPP exhaust in the back. The NPP exhaust is basically like electronic valves, so you can open and close them and make the car quieter or louder. Just super nice if you're not trying to piss off the neighbors. I did a little bit of heat shielding over here. Everything I read online was like, hey, you have to kind of heat shield a lot of the wires over here that are close to the headers or it'll burn and then you'll get electrical issues. So did that while I was in there. Let's see. Moving further back, you can't see it, but there's brake cooling plates, I guess, that are kind of behind here. They're behind the wheel. The ones that come with this are pretty small. I wish I would have gotten a picture of it, but they do their job, but they're pretty small. The CT5V Blackwing has a much larger plate that you can put in there. They're made of plastic. It bolts up with 3 bolts. And it keeps these brakes like 100 degrees cooler on track on average, is everything that I was reading on the forums and the testing that people did. They're much larger. They redirect a lot more air to cool the brakes right here. So went ahead and got those. Those were only like $40-50, I think, for the driver and the passenger side. So went ahead and got those, did that. Moving on back, yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing really changed back here. Again, this is the NPP exhaust from the factory. Pretty good sounding. I did get the car dyno tuned. I'll post another video with the dyno run and then also dyno numbers. But yeah, so this thing is basically full bolt on now. It made good power, feels fantastic, sounds disgusting. It's filthy. It's fantastic. I love it. Super visceral car. And then I'll just get the interior quick. Nothing super fancy. It's got the Recaro buckets, Alcantara steering wheel, Alcantara shifter, 6-speed. Pretty basic. Oh, I forgot. I did take out the rear seats. Took out the rear seats for weight reduction. Makes the car go faster. Dropped about 60 pounds. I also dropped out in the rear. There was like a tool kit and then the rear trunk liner. Took all that out. And then in the front here, there's actually, oddly enough, there's like a sound tube that comes on these things. So it pumps like the engine sound into the cabin. It's a little pipe that runs basically from over here on the factory intake all the way around back here. And then it plugs in back there to the firewall right there. I've got a plug there now. That's a GM plug. But that was super tacky to me and it like made everything super hard to work on in here. So I just took all that out, saved a little more weight. So the car is currently sitting around 3,600 pounds. I shed about 200 pounds of weight on this thing. I know there's a few more things I did for weight savings. I just can't remember what they are right now. But 3,600 pounds, definitely sitting in a much nicer spot now. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'll upload a video later with the dyno run and the numbers. Everyone have a good day.